Guys, I'm just going to be honest today. I'm just going to be honest with us tonight. Barcelona got schooled today. Barcelona got schooled today. And I'm just going to be real. Luis Enrique done his number on Hansi Flick today. He done his number. And I know a lot of people, we're going to point to, injuries. But PSG also have injuries. We're going to point to 2 goal line clearances from Hakimi and Zubani. That's true. But they were moments. Barcelona don't play on moments. You want to dominate the game. You want to run the game. 60, 70% possession. Yes, sometimes it can turn into a basketball match. But more time, you want to control the game. But for me, going from about the last couple minutes of the second half, maybe the last 10 minutes of the second half, and also the first, the second, and the second half. Sorry, the last 10 minutes of the first half and the second half, PSG were comfortable. PSG were comfortable on the ball. They were comfortable off the ball. And if it looked like anybody was going to concede, it looked like it was going to be Barcelona. It did look like it was going to be Barcelona. I'm going to be honest. And this is the first defeat I've had as an honorary loan Barcelona member. But listen, it's not time to sulk about it. PSG finished like 22nd last season and won the Champions League. But what I would say is that was a little bit, guys, of a reality check. A little bit of a reality check. And a little reminder of what happened last season. Now, I know Barcelona scored so many goals last season against Inter, and they had scored 7 goals, but the defending, guys, the immaturity in the last few moments came back to bite again. And Barcelona are going to have to learn from this. Hansi Flick, you're going to have to learn from this. And I know people are going to tell me it's the Flick experience, it's the Barcelona experience. That's what I've been getting told every time I've raised it. But guys, at some point you need to adapt. The better teams will find you out if you continue playing this way. If Barcelona continue playing this way, the better teams will find you out. How many times did PSG get in behind that high line? How many times? Hakimi bursting through. I'm going to talk about him and Mendes in a bit. But Hakimi getting down there. People getting beyond. Anytime there was a little chop, you felt like they were in the box. You felt like they were about to go and score. The 2 PSG young players, Mayulu, and Bai. Anytime they made a little movement, it was shifting the whole defense. I thought Kubasi was poor today. I thought Garcia wasn't good enough today either. I think the whole back four wasn't good enough. The whole back four. And guys, it needs to improve. Yes, we know that's what Hansi Flick does. We know you score, I score, you score, I score. But on some games, in some days, with Rafinha out as well, Balde on the bench, Loa not playing, you're not always going to be able to just outscore against this level of opposition. Inter showed it, like, okay, yeah, you're going to go back and forth, but you in the last minutes when Barcelona should have been through, lapses. Why is the line so high in the 90th minute? Drop the line, Hansi. Drop the line. Hakimi just goes through, puts the ball across, Ramos goal. But the warning signs were there. Barcelona started the game really well. I mean, Lamine Yamal, first touch, gets on the ball, turns, does a Maradona turn, gets past them, goes past Nuno Mendes. It's looking lovely. You're thinking, wow, that duel between Lamine Yamal and Nuno Mendes was amazing. Right? Yamal got past him a few times. Mendes locked him up a few times. Also had his moment going forward. But once Mendes got that yellow card, guys, the ball should have kept getting fed to Lamine Yamal. There was a stage in the game where it went like 15, 20 minutes and nobody had given Lamine the ball. Nobody. But this is where I want him to be coming inside and getting the ball and moving in centrally sometimes. Cause a bit of disruption inside the park. But when Mendes got that yellow card, which was a cheap yellow, should have kept going at him. Should have gave him the ball and kept going at him. Because what happened when he did get the ball? A foul instantly, which Nuno Mendes should have been sent off. 100%. He should have been sent off. However, guys, that should have been a recurring thing. Danny Olmo, again, guys, I spoke about it last week. Olmo, a bit of nothing again. You don't even know when he's having a good game. You don't know when he's having a bad game because he's just there. He just doesn't do anything. Rashford, good assist for Ferran Torres. It was a good assist for Ferran Torres, but he was taking on Zubani. Getting Zubani 1v1, taking him on. But everything in the attack for me wasn't really sticking. It was everyone was trying to move it quickly and it wasn't really sticking. But I want to see more goal threat from Rashford. The assists are great, of course, making the pass. But I want to see more goal threat. A little bit more goal threat. Maybe that will come more when Balde is back. I think it will. And I said maybe when Lamine is there as well, he gives them outside the foot passes, which he was doing when he was getting the ball, he was putting it down the line. But he could have influenced the game more as well. Thought he was just hanging out wide a little bit too much. Pedri and De Jong, I thought Pedri was good. But PSG controlled that game, especially in the second half. PSG controlled the game. Too much spells on the ball. Too much time in possession. Not enough of a press. I wasn't impressed today. I wasn't impressed with Barcelona today. And I was definitely not impressed with Hansi Flick. I think he shouldn't have taken off Rashford. Thought Rashford was giving Zubani a tough game. I wouldn't have taken off Rashford. I wouldn't have taken him off at that moment. I think the subs were not great from Hansi Flick. But the main thing is that line in these moments. That line in these moments. Credit to Ferran for getting his goal, which he does. But that line in these moments, guys, it's immaturity. And I don't know. I can't just blame the defenders. I can't just say, Kubasi, why are you playing? It's obviously by instruction. But the defense at the same time, guys, got to be stronger in the tackle. More committed. Kubasi, I know you're young. I know you're a young boy, but need to add some steel, man. Once upon a time, PK was seen as like a soft defender, but he started adding a bit of bite to him. He was never a Carlos Puyol. He was never a Sergio Ramos. But he added some bite to him. And Kubasi is going to need to do that as well. He's very young. He's still a teenager, of course. Not going to put too much pressure on it, right? He's only 18 years old. He's playing at this level, starting week in, week out. But I need a little bit more steel. I looked at the pairing of Kubasi, Eric Garcia, and Martin on the side, them three, and I thought, that's weak for me. That's weak. So I think this is something that Barcelona needs to learn from, man. That was a wake-up call. You can do the things in La Liga, but when it gets to the later stages, especially in the Champions League, defensively, it goes without saying. Barcelona are going to need to improve. We can't score 6, 7, 8 goals every game. Going to need to improve in that regard. I'm just being honest, guys. I'm just being honest. That wasn't good enough. While PSG are the Champions League winners, they are the best team in the world at the moment. And it was a high-level game. I was seeing a lot of technical quality. Guys were taking their time. It wasn't... But PSG, even on paper, yes, okay, the two chances are not amounted for in terms of shots on target for the block shots from Hakimi and Zubani. But as I said, those are moments. That was like the away team getting their moment. That was like the away team getting their counter moment. Oh my God, you have a chance. But it was PSG that were playing like the home team, guys. PSG were playing like the home team. 15 shots, 7 on target, 54% possession, more passes, better pass accuracy. But Mensch definitely should have been sent off. 100%. He should have been sent off. But overall, I think that was a little bit of a wake-up call. Maybe Barcelona are not ready yet, but it's a long season. As I said, PSG finished way behind in the Champions League, but then the difference was they made signings in the January. They brought in Kvara, they moved Dembele's position. So there is going to need to be some tactical tweaks. Guys. Of course, Lamine's just coming back from injury. Balde's just coming back lower, still building up his fitness. So I expect Barcelona to grow. But there's definitely a learning curve in there. And Luis Enrique, for me, tactically outschooled Hansi Flick. But I want to give a shout to MAYULU. I thought he played well. And I thought he played well as well. Vitinha, as always. But I need to talk about those two fullbacks. Guys, this fullback pairing might be generational. This fullback pairing of Nuno Mendes and Hakimi is insane.
Achi.
These two... Hakimi, what are you drinking? What do you have for breakfast? This guy is like a super soldier. He must be in the lab with Captain America, bruh. This guy does not stop running. What does Captain America say? I can do this all day. Hakimi can do this all day. What is he made out of? Genuinely. And then you got Nuno Mensch on the other side, left foot, running through the middle. Power, you can't stop him. Bulldozing his way through. But then both of them have the quality at the end of everything. Despite running and working all game, they both have the final ball quality. They are an outstanding pairing. I remember looking at Trent and Robertson and being like, wow. You know what I mean? I remember you have individuals like Marcelo's and Dani Alves and stuff, but as a pairing, I don't know if I've seen anything like these two, man. I don't know if I've seen anything like these two. Yes, can they leave their defenders sometimes vulnerable in 1v1 situations like Hakimi was doing for Zubani? Maybe. But what they offer going forward and the deep running and the deep progression that they bring to PSG's team is invaluable. And you look on the other side at Barcelona, Koundé and Martin, they just don't offer that level of penetration, deep progression, running with the ball. They just don't offer that. And that's a massive attacking kind of threat that's gone. Now, Koundé tries. Martin, not really my cup of tea. But both teams had injuries. There's nothing to really... You don't have to go too into it, right? You don't have to look too deep. It's early in the Champions League. But it's just a little reminder that Barcelona, you can beat this team. You can beat that team. But the big boys, when they're around, you got to be better. We got to be better, guys. Got to be better. Man, what's the next fixture anyway? Barcelona. It's Barcelona v Sevilla away. Barcelona v Sevilla away at 3:15. Let's see how that game goes, people. Let's see how that game goes. Just got to continue the form in La Liga. And then you got Olympiacos at home in the Champions League. Then Real Madrid. So we got about 3 games to brush things up. But guys, I'm just going to say something quickly, right? We saw it last season. And we will probably see it again. But guys, if Barcelona, if Hansi Flick wants to defend like that against Kylian Mbappe, we've seen him score hat-tricks. And yes, Barcelona outscored and won the game. But you can't let, in the form that he's in at the moment, you can't play that highlight like that. He might score 3. He might score 4. He might score 5 at that rate. I saw Ramos getting freedom. I saw Mbaye getting freedom. I saw Mayulu getting freedom.
Achi.
What do you think Mbappe would do? And Alonso will look to exploit that. Now, yes, it's battered them every time last season, 4-0 or 5-0, whatever it was, 4-0. But you can't be naive. I'm just putting that warning sign out there, guys. Guys, like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. No Dembele, no Kvara, no Marquinhos, no Doué, no João Neves. I'm still lost. Nothing to get too crazy about, but something to think about, guys. It's your boy CultureCams. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Hope you guys like the new jersey, though. We building, and we will beat Sevilla. We will beat Sevilla. That's what I'm going to say. Guys, as I said, like, share, subscribe. Let me get this video out right now. We move, man. We move. Visca El Barça. Peace.